Hi and welcome to my new channel. On this particular video I'm going to show you how you can emulate retro games and play retro games such as Nintendo 64, Super Nintendo, PlayStation 1, GameCube, that sort of thing on your MacBook or Mac devices. As you can see, I am running on version 12.6. The minimum you will need is to be running at 10.14, which is the Mojave operating system for this to work. So let's get started. So the first place we need to go to is a website called OpenEMU. This is a multi-emulator piece of software designed for Mac and MacBooks. Simply go into openemu.org, or if you want to go, there is a link in the description that will take you to absolutely everything that you will need to get yourself started. So simply go to this website, click on download now, and here you can see it's downloaded. Now I already downloaded this, I don't need to download it again. So I'll go into my downloads, and you will see here one I've downloaded earlier, the OpenEMU version 2.3.3 zip. Just simply extract it into the downloads folder. As you see, it's expanding, and there is the app for you to use. Now what you need to do now is you need to remove it from the downloads section and place it, when it can be bothered to be, there we go, and place it into the applications of the Mac or MacBook. So then all you need to do after that is to go into the applications where it will place itself in here, and then you need to open it up. Now what you should get is an error message like this saying that it cannot be opened because a developer cannot be verified. So what you need to do is come off that, go to System Preferences, and then go to Security and Privacy. Now as you can see here, it says OpenEMU was blocked from use because it's not in an identified developer. So what you need to do is to unlock it to make changes. So I'm not going to use my password, I'm going to use my fingerprint ID, and now it's open. So now this is now on grade, which means now I can open anyway. You get another error message saying that it cannot verify the developer, but if you want to use it, just simply click open, and there you go. So basically this is your multi-emulator for retro gaming. As you can see, it's got Atari, Game Boy, Game Boy Advance, Game Gear, GameCube, Nintendo, the Nintendo Entertainment System, that's the first one, the Nintendo 64, DS, you've got the Sega systems, you've got the Sony PSP, and so on and so forth. Now the good thing, just open that for no reason. Now the good thing about this is that it's got its own built-in keyboard. Now if I go to Sony PSP, I will, I know, Vice City Stories, that will do. Don't ask me again, restart. So if I go into this, turn the volume down. Now if you click on this little cog icon down here, you can edit the game controls. Now as you can see here, the input is set to keyboard. Now if you have a wireless controller, such as a PlayStation or Xbox controller, what you can do is you can sync up your controller to your MacBook and use that instead. So as you can see here, my PlayStation 4 controller is now linked up to my MacBook. I now go on to Game Controls, go to Input, and then change that to Sony PS4 DualShock. And now, as you can see, that the buttons are now all set to what you can see on your PlayStation controller. Much easier than using a keyboard. I haven't tried it with an Xbox controller, but I believe it will still stay the same. Now to sync up your Xbox controller or your PlayStation 4 controller or any wireless controller, all you simply need to do is hold down the Xbox button or the PlayStation button, and then press share. And I think you need to hold that in for anywhere between 5 to 10 seconds until the light at the back is continuously flashing, which means that it's looking for a device to connect to via Bluetooth. And then simply connect it up, and you are good to go. Now let's have a bit of a play on this. Let's get this up just so you can show that it's running. Now, certain emulators, such as the PlayStation, will require something called a BIOS. Now, I cannot legally tell you where to get it from, but if you go onto the link tree in the description, it will give you a good indication of where you need to go. Alright, so that's pretty much the gameplay of Grand Theft Auto Vice City Stories. Now, if you were to save it, it saves automatically onto the emulator and onto your device as well, so you do not need to worry about downloading anything separate for saving. As for ROMs or ISO files, things that you need to have separately, you can also find nearly 70 different links in my Linktree account, so that you can download up to tens of thousands of different games, retro gaming throughout all the places, all the games and all the consoles that you people grew up with back in the 90s and the early noughties. So this is a great piece of kit for MacBook. Everything is in the link tree that you need in the description. As for games that require multi-disc, such as Metal Gear Solid, Final Fantasy, that sort of thing for PlayStation, I'm going to do a separate video, because there is no save and reload option as there is on like Windows and Android. You can't just save it, come off it, reload the new ISO. You have to compress it into one file, and then it will just run it as one disc. So I will show that in a completely separate video. If this video has helped you, obviously please subscribe. Make a comment if you get stuck or anything is not working properly. Let me know and I will get in touch with you as soon as I can. In the meantime, thanks for watching, and I hope to see you again soon.